Dear friends, welcome to Civil Conclave presentation. Today we are going to discuss about the important and valid points mentioned in NBC 2016. As you already watched my part 1 presentation, this is a part 2. Next presentation will be a part 3, that will be the concluding part. Here in this presentation, I'm purely covering the highlights of the NBC. For knowing in depth of the NBC, you have to study the National Building Code 2016. Major modification in part 5, that is on the building materials. Updated provision, alternative building materials to provide for innovation in the field of building construction has been covered. Examples of some potential new alternative materials also covered. New classes giving broad aspects relating to sustainable material. Categories reclassified for case of references. See, these are all the codes which has been covered under these things. 269, IS 269, ordinary Portland cement. IS 455, specification of Portland slag cement. 1489, part 1. Specificity of the Portland pozzolana cement, that is a fly ash base. IS 1489, part 2, specification of Portland pozzolana cement. Calcined clay based. IS 3466, specification of a masonry cement. 6452, specification for high aluminica cement for a structural use. IS 6909, specification for super sulfated cement. 8041, 1990, specification for rapid hardening Portland cement. 8042, 2015, specification for a white Portland cement. IS 8043, specification for hydrophobic Portland cement. 8229, specification for oil well cement. IS 12330, specification for sulfate resisting Portland cement. IS 12600, specification for low heat Portland cement. IS 16415, specification for a composite cement. Now let us talk about aggregates. Artificial lightweight aggregates for concrete. Specification part 1 for concrete masonry blocks for application other than the structural concreting. That is IS 9142. Artificial lightweight aggregate for concrete. Specification part 2, penetrated fly ash coarse concrete. IS 9142 part 2. C. Aggregate provisions on use of aggregates other than IS 383. Coarse aggregate. Slag waste included. Iron slag coarse concreting. Minimum utilization plain concreting 50%. Reinforcement concreting is 25%. Lean concreting less than M15 will be 100%. Steel slag coarse aggregate. Plain concreting 25%. Reinforcement concreting nil. Lean concreting is 100%. Recycled concrete coarse aggregate. Plain concreting 25%. Reinforcement concreting 20%. That is up to only M25. Lean concreting less than M15, 100%. Fine aggregate. Iron slag fine aggregates 50% in the plain concreting. Reinforcement concreting is 25%. Lean concreting 100%. Steel slag fine aggregate 25%. Reinforcement concreting nil. Lean concreting less than M15 grade 100%. Copper slag fine aggregate 40% in the plain concreting. 35% in the reinforcement concreting. 50% in the lean concreting less than M50. Recycled concreting, fine aggregates, 25% in the plain concreting, 20% in the reinforcement concreting only up to M25. Lean concreting less than M15, 100%. Bottom ash, nil, nil, and then 25%. The source concreting for recycled concreting aggregate should not be deteriorated concreting, and it is desirable to source these from site being redeveloped for use of the same site. The source concrete for a recycled concreting aggregate should not be deteriorated concrete, and it is desirable to source this from a site being redeveloped for use of the same site. In any given structure, only one type of manufactured coarse aggregate and one type of manufactured fine aggregate shall be used. The increase in density of concreting due to use of copper slag and steel aggregates need to be taken into consideration in the design of the structure. Concrete. Concreting misproportion. Refer IS 10262. Pre-stress concreting. IS 1343. Ready-mix concreting. IS 4926. Concreting for dams and other massive structure. IS 457. Structural safety for tall concreting building will be IS 16700. Asbestos products. IS 459 1992. Asbestos cement flat sheet. IS 2096. Asbestos cement building boards. IS 2098. Silica asbestos cement sheet. IS 1300. Shallow corrugated ice sheet. IS 13008. AC pressure pipes. IS 1592. AC pressure pipe light duty. IS 9627. AC pipe for sewerage and drainages will be IS 6902. Asbestos cement product. AC building pipes and pipe fittings. IS 1626. AC gutter and gutter fittings. IS 1626 Part 2. AC roofing accessories. IS 1626 Part 3. Non-asbestos fiber-based product. Fiber cement flat sheets. IS 14862. Long corrugated or asymmetrical section sheet and fittings for roofing and cladding will be IS 14871. Steel reinforcement. Mild steel and medium tensile steel bar. IS 432. High yield reformed bars. IS 1786. Hot drawn steel wire. IS 1566. Grade A structural steel. IS 2062. High strength deformed stainless steel bar. IS 16551. Pre-stressing steel. Plain hot drawn steel wire for pre-stress concreting. IS 1785. Plain hot drawn steel for pre-stress concreting. IS 1785 Part 2. High tensile steel bar used in the pre-stress concreting. IS 2090. Indented wire for pre-stress concreting will be 6003. Uncoated stress relief stand for pre-stress concreting. IS 6006. Fusion bonded epoxy coated reinforcement bars. 13620. Uncoated stress relieved row relaxation 7-ply standard for a pre-stress concreting. IS 14628. Stress received for relaxation steel wire for a pre-stress concreting. 16644. New areas for standardization that has been adopted in NBC. Microfine cement, which is IS 16693. Ultrafine slag. IS 16715. GGBS. IS 16714. Fly ash cement bricks. 16720. Dry mix mortar. Guidelines for use of different cement. Portland limestone cement. Ultrafine fly ash. The BIS regulation 1988 which plays a very important role in quality assurance. The third party certification not only encourages the producers but also guides them for in process quality control, including regarding the beneficiation, segregation, and processing, etc. Structural design. Section 1. This is NBC Part 6. Loads, forces, and effects. Section 2. Soils and foundation. Section 3. Timber and bamboo. 3A. Timber. 3B. Bamboo. Section 4 talks about a masonry. Section 5 talks about a concreting. Subsection 5A talks about a plain and reinforced concrete. Section 5B, pre-stressed concreting. Section 6, steel. Section 7, prefabrication systems building and mixed composite construction. 7A, prefabricated concrete. 7B, system buildings and mixed composite construction. Section 8, glass and glazing. Major modification part 6, loads and forces. Incorporation of a latest structural loading, design and construction code with a view of resilient buildings which are structurally safe against disasters. Provisions relating to the design imposed load due to helipad and due to fire tenders and emergency vehicle. Provision relating to design of blast loads. Provision relating to loads due to collision between vehicle and structural and non-structural elements in car parking and state. Updation of provision on parapets and baluster. Provision relating to new areas. Important standards used in the part 6. IS 875 part 2. Code for practice for design loads. IS 875 part 3. Code for practice of design loads other than the earthquake. Part 3, wind load. IS 875 part 4. Code of practice for design loads. That is, part 4 will be snow loads. IS 875 part 5. Design loads other than the earthquake. Special loads and load combination. IS 1893 criteria for earthquake design structure. See, this is a map of India which is showing the wind load. Wherever the pink color has been shown, the wind load is 55. Orange color is 50. Green color 47. Blue color 44. Yellow will be 39. Indigo will be 33. This is the basic wind speed of entire India. And seismic zones. See, the blue color will be known as a zone 2. Okay. Yellow color will be zone 3. Green color will be zone 4. And red color will be zone 5. Major modification part 6, section 2, soils and foundation. Scope extended to cover design of foundation on rock. Revised class on site investigation with modifications such as new methods of soil investigation, depth of exploration for a pile foundation, vertical interval field test, site investigation reports, etc. Updated provision for permissible differential settlement and till, that is angular distortion for a solar foundation. Updated provisions for design and construction of concreting pile foundation based on revised IS 2911. A reference of spun piles also included. Updated provisions for high ground improvement techniques and soil improvement method. Okay. Here, what are the codes has been used? IS 1080, Code of Practice for Design and Construction of Shallow Foundation. 1892, Subsurface Investigation. 1904, Design and Construction of Foundation in Soil. 2911 design and construction of file foundation. 2010 part 1 section 1 concreting piles, that is a driven cast in piles. 2010 section 2 concreting piles, board cast in piles. 201 section 3 concreting piles, driven precast concrete piles. 2010 section 4 concreting piles, precast concreting piles. Timber, updated design provisions for timber connector joints, trusted rafter, etc. has been used. The permissible lateral length in a mild steel common wire for a new pieces of timber have been added, and also strength values for some of the existing spices have been modified. Data on black shear testers or glued timber joints and on strength properties of glued finger joints based on the indigenous rock has been included. Illustration added for a orientation of plaques in glue laminated blacks. Design outlines for horizontally laminated beams has been added. Some of the codes has been in this timber section will be 399, 883, 1150, 2366, 4891, 4983, 11096, 14616. In bamboo trusses and everything, inclusion of provision relating the use of the bamboo as a reinforcement in concreting has been modified. The reference code for the same things will be IS 9096, IS 15912. Masonry, reinforced masonry, confined masonry in building construction, and masonry wall construction using rat trap band. New provision related to durability criteria. Stabilized slack masonry include as a masonry unit. Number of stories of masonry construction has been limited to 4 in line with seismic design standard. The reference code for the same will be 1905, 43206, 10440, 13828. Admixtures, incorporation of permission to use aggregates from other than natural sources, including iron slag aggregate, steel slag aggregate, copper slag aggregates, everything added with a cross reference to IS 383. Inclusion of striping type required in case of concreting machining made using cement other than OPC or using cementitious materials like fly ash and slag. Provision related to self-compacting concreting and high-performance concreting. Design performance relating to steel fiber reinforcement concreting. Inclusion of provision relating to shear stress for coupled shear walls. Inclusion of comprehensive provisions or ductile detailing from IS 1329920 to help intensive implementation of ductile detailing provisions. Relevant codes are IS 456, 13920. Pre-stress concreting. Section of materials workmanship, inspection, and testing has been completely modified in line with IS 456. Provision related to bearing stress in the end zone in post-tension members have been updated. Provision related to ultimate shear resistance of a section uncracked in a flexure and also for the cracked in flexure has been updated. Test on wall thickness of the duct of corrugated HDP sheathing has been updated. Reference code will be IS 1343. The latest development, the tensile property structures have been updated by including yield stress, bolt sizes 3.6 to 6 mm as 1367. Elaborated provision for mechanical properties of structural steel. Provision related to effective wind pressure. Provision related to requirement of temperature stress has been updated. Provision related to slender cross section have been updated. The table on deflection limit have been suitably updated. Wrapping restraint constitutions in the table is effectively modified. The provision on assessment of condition under which fatigue assessment has to be done is covered comprehensively. Provision related to design of end panels in stiffened web have been updated. Provision related to design for earthquake load, response reduction factor for various types of frames, connections has been updated. The nominal bearing pressure between the column base and the support has been updated, bring in line with IS 456. Provision related to design of a single angle stretch. Provision related to non-ductile braced and moment resisting frame has been included. Base connection have been updated. Reference design condition fatigue on S and N curve has been modified. Provision on clearances related to fabrication procedure have been updated. Sketches on the resistance condition under table on effective length or single step columns have been updated. Certain terminologies, symbols have been updated. Reference code IS 800 and 806. Prefabricated concrete. Detailed provisions on diaphragm action of floor system has been included. Design consideration have been updated where accidental impact due to vehicle has been included. Provision and testing procedure for water tightness has been included. Some of the typical precast joint details have been added. Provision relating to fire resistance of prototypes under sustained load has been provided. Connection between adjacent prefabricated members only through frictional resistance has been removed, and suggestion for resistance using shear has been included. Provision on site prefabrication has been updated. Guidelines on vertical staking on ground has been included. Provision for toleration in the erection and associated design consideration has been utilized. Mixed construction. Updated provision has been provided on the definition, analysis, design, details, etc. Aspect relating to the devising system and structural system has been updated. Glaze and glazing, that is a part 6, section 8. Provision for glazing with respect to the energy, solar environments of the building has been included. Selection of the glasses in the building subject to wind loading, seismic loading, and special consideration. Provision for a selection of manifestation of glass in building subject to safety with respect to the human impact. Provision relating to selection, design, fabrication, and installation of a glazing system. The reference codes are IS 16231, Part 1 26016, Part 2 2016, Part 3 2016, Part 4 2014. And apart from that, construction project management 1583, 209, 2013, 215, 2015, 2013, 2015, Part 7, Part 8 2015, Part 9 2018, Part 10, Part 11, Part 12, IS 16416, 16601. Thank you for watching this presentation. Kindly subscribe and like, which will motivate me for a further good presentation. In case of any queries, do not hesitate to write to me. The response shall be at the earliest. You can contact me at civilconclave@gmail.com or at my Telegram group, for which the link has been provided. Thank you for watching this presentation. Kindly subscribe and like so that I can give you furthermore wonderful subject. Thank you once again.